Hey, what's up guys? In today's video, I'm doing a new dreadlock method on my hair. Now without further ado, I'll see you in your first class. Hey guys, I'm Gunther the Great. Before I get into today's video, I have to do what I've been doing every single day for the past 100 days. I've been taking a photo of myself every single day to track the progress of my hair growth. This is actually a really cool thing to do if you're growing out your hair or if you're doing dreadlocks, especially if you are doing dreadlocks, because then you get to see your progress. And don't feel pressed to take a picture every single day. You could take one once a week or once a month. It's just good to track the progress so that you can see what your hair used to look like, so that you're inspired of how your hair looks like now, and you're able to see the transformation. But if you guys do remember, in the last video I measured my hair, and my hair is a little over 3 inches now. So you know what that means. It's time for some dreadlocks. So I know you hear me talking about transformations and then also myself getting dreadlocks. If you want to get dreadlocks, or if you want to take your dreadlocks to the next level, make them look better, make them look tighter if they're frizzy or if the roots are just overgrown and you don't know how to tame them, make sure to sign up for the Great Locks Masterclass. The link to that is at the very top of the description. Also, if you just want to get the locking bundle, which is the crochet hook and the interlocking tool, which is actually given to you for free in the masterclass, the locking bundle is linked down below as well. May I mention that in the masterclass, I'm your personal instructor, so if you need help, you just send me a text or a photo through text message and I respond directly back to you. And it's just really cool seeing all the students that have already joined already. I call them students just because it is a masterclass, but they're already getting so much out of it. In order to get today's video started, I have to do quite a bit to my hair. Although it's very minimal, it just takes quite a bit of time just because of the part of the process I'm doing in this video. But this is what my hair is looking like right now before I get started. It's actually picked out. If not, my hair would be flat on all edges from me sleeping. I haven't showered yet, which showering is part of the process. That's why I haven't showered, just so you're wondering. Just in case you're wondering. So let's get started. But first, Mannequin the Great, you got anything to say? Okay, let's go. Step 1, make sure your hair is completely wet. Step 2, wash the hair. Step 3, rinse the hair, and then now repeat the process. It should end up getting really stubsy like this. Alright, you handled the most important part, which is washing the hair completely. I washed it 3 times. So I did a wash, rinse, repeat twice. But you can already see how my hair is extremely curly. Washing the hair shows your true curls. And I need to make a point right now that it's most important for this method that I'm doing today for your hair type to be, I would say, anywhere from a 3B all the way to a 4C. Anything below that can be a little tough with the method that I'm doing today, but trust me, there's plenty other methods you guys can use, and the Great Locks Masterclass and all these other videos that I have out for you guys help out so much. Which I do want to refer back to the masterclass that there is 2 classes, one for straight hair and then one for curly hair. Straight hair covers anybody from 1 all the way to 2C, then curly covers anybody from 3A all the way to 4C. Just to clear that up so people don't think that it's only for curly hair or only for straight hair, it's for both. But now, as part of the method that can be kind of annoying, is drying the hair. I'm not gonna dry it with a towel because then it's gonna mess up the curls. I'm not gonna dry it with a blow dryer because it's going to straighten out my hair. You want your curls to keep its integrity. What I mean by that is you want them to be the tightest they can be. So with that being said, I'm just going about my day. Hair is gonna be dripping on my face and I just wipe it off. You can carry a towel around, that'll help as well. It'll drip down your neck, get your shirt wet. You can go outside, that's what I do. I'm actually gonna mow the lawn today and then I'm just gonna let it dry while I'm mowing the lawn. And what better way to dry off my hair than the Phoenix sun? Although it is cooling down. I think it's like 90 degrees now, so it's cooling down. Why does it look like my edges are laid right here? But if you guys would like to speed up the process, I don't recommend it. You can just leave a towel on top of your head and pat it dry. Don't scrub your hair. Or you can blow dry it. Just know that it's going to straighten out some of your hair. Or just elongate the curls, which kind of defeats the purpose. So, like I said, I'm just gonna go about my day, get some work done, allow my hair to dry, and then we're gonna start the 3rd step of the process. Now, before I move on with my day, I do wanna mention that shaking your hair dry helps out a bunch. So do that as much as possible. And what that does as well, it also helps your hair get into its right sections. So say you have curls, then those curls kind of find where they're gonna sit, which helps out the entire process as well. But shaking your hair is a good way to dry off your hair, essentially. And of course, you just gotta let it air dry the rest. And I do recommend let it completely dry or this process won't work. allowing my hair to dry. I ended up falling asleep. I slept through the night. Now I gotta restart the process. Another day, overnight. Redid everything. Literally, I had to mow the lawn yesterday because I didn't do it the first day. So I had all this time of my hair just drying. Now guys, you don't have to take this long. I've just been, I wanna say busy, but I've been doing a lot. Got a new baby, so a lot going on. And you're probably wondering, why do you have a do-rag on? You don't have to do this as well, but I had an idea of just sleeping in the curls, like the really tight curls that I had overnight. And then I'm gonna try to twist them now and we'll see how it looks. I didn't wanna sleep with my hair not in a do-rag and then my hair be frizzy and then have to redo the process again. So this should have sustained it. And then now I'm just going to twist the hair. Well, not necessarily twist it, but you'll see what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I would call it. Kind of just coil it up even more. But here's the process and we're gonna start now. First things first, gotta take off the do-rag, which it's been, how long? I think it's been over 4 months since I wore a do-rag. Nah, it's been close to 4 months, but not over 4 months. And I've actually seen people do this as a curly hair method in order to get their curls to look tighter. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna need a mirror for this. All right, I'm just gonna show you guys. You ready? Here we go. All my curls should be compressed right now. Probably not the sides as best as the top, but here we go. Oh no, what's things looking like? Cause I don't got a mirror to see. What's it feel like? It just feels like everything's compressed. As long as nothing's frizzy, then I think it's gonna turn out okay. Cause all I have to do is grab the curls, those bundles, and then twist them. Obviously the back isn't as tight as it could have been. This is interesting. The biggest thing I was trying to accomplish with wearing the do-rag last night is not to allow any frizz happen. And to be honest, I think we accomplished that. So I'm gonna go grab a mirror and then we're gonna start this process. All right, here we go. Got the mirror. I think this looks kind of cool. It kind of looks like finger waves. All right, so essentially, this is a method that I have in my mind. I've never seen it. It's kind of like twisting with gel, but it's not. But it's essentially just taking the curls that you have and then forcing them by twisting them. But what I'm doing, I'm not really twisting them, is I'm running it on my head like this. So it's essentially like a very controlled sponge rub because I don't want to twist it in between my fingers. All I'm doing is like combining it using my finger on my scalp like this. Because I do this all the time when I'm just chilling. This creates the bud before it starts locking. So you can see as I'm doing this, the curl is beginning to combine with curls around it and then it's starting to stand up and bud versus how they were. So I did these 3 already. So they're kind of, you know, they're standing up and budding. But it is really interesting trying to do, but you just gotta try to do your best to stay on that section. And I'm kind of just going at random here. So I'm working on this one up here now. Because essentially what I'm doing is I'm lifting the curls up into a section and it creates a ball, also known as a bud, which bud is what happens before your hair starts to lock up. I guess I could try to just twist them like this too, once they get up off the floor. Or off my scalp rather. But I'm just gonna keep doing this process. All I'm doing is literally just going around it like this. And it works. Like I do it all the time when I'm just hanging out. If I haven't picked out my hair yet, it works. It just lifts up that curl and puts it into a section, creates a little bud. But that's really all it is to it. I wasn't even sure if it was gonna work because obviously I would do this all the time. I don't know, sometimes it's hit or miss. That's why I wanted to make sure that my hair was completely dry and completely clean. Because I know it works the best when my hair is like that. But yeah, I've never seen anybody do this method to where they literally just go around like this. But like I said, it's essentially just a controlled sponge rub. But you're actually going in and working with the sections that your hair already creates. Therefore, it creates a stronger bud there because your hair is already going in that direction. So what will happen is if I were to keep these in, not only will dreadlocks start, but they'll want to stay. And this promotes the dreadlocks because that's how my hair already sections out. Because what I did, and that one formed really quick. Because all I'm doing is washing the hair really good. And when I wash it, I make sure to go in the direction of my curl pattern. So my hair curls in clockwise. So I just wash in the clockwise motion, which enhances the curls even more. Allow that to dry completely, air dry. I shake my hair sometimes to speed up the process. And then once it's completely dry like it is now, and obviously you don't have to go through the whole do-rag stage, that's just what I did because I didn't want my hair to get frizzy overnight. Make sure the hair is completely dry, and then if you do this process, it's almost like Play-Doh. It all just comes together. There's obviously some parts that need a little bit more love than others. It'd be best if you have 2 mirrors as well, which I'll probably move on to this mirror over here. And I believe that this will be easier if you were to just do it with your hair dry and not have to go through the do-rag process like I did. And I just want to reiterate that I only did that because I didn't want my hair to frizz up overnight while sleeping. Because you don't have to let your hair dry overnight, but you can. you can see that it's possible with me doing it. But all it takes is a couple hours really. And if you get out in the sun, then I mean, it's a no-brainer that it's gonna dry up really quick. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but don't use conditioner in the shower, only shampoo. And it may be tedious, like I'm starting to learn that this is actually pretty tedious when I'm not just chilling. But to be honest, you can do this when you're just hanging out. For me, it's almost like a habit sometimes to just sit there and twist my hair. And I know for you, even if you're getting dreadlocks, it's usually a habit thing to where you constantly be twisting your hair. And with that being said, like you could just be sitting down watching a movie and then just feel around and then start with the process. You can already see how these sections are being created up there. They're starting to stand out and it's almost like little nubs. See, I got a nub right here, one right here. And it's all just with doing this little method. And I feel like my hair right now is at the perfect length for this. Not wrapping the hair around my finger, but I'm literally just going around the dreadlock like this with my fingertip touching my scalp. And this just wraps all the hair around that into that lock. So essentially I'm just doing this right here. But I would encourage you to go clockwise or whichever way your curls go. I think everybody's curls go clockwise, but it could be different. If that's the way your curls go that way. Because if you don't go that way, then you're essentially going to be unraveling your curls, which will kind of slow down the locking process because you want your hair to be curly when it locks up. And I did mention earlier on in the video that this is, I'm telling you, only for hair that is like 3B, could even possibly be 3A and above. I just wouldn't recommend anything lower than that because it won't work that good. But the reason I'm calling this a new method, because I've never seen anybody do it before, but I've always known, like when I'm playing with my hair and just like messing around, it creates a really good bud. You do it right. But you can see how I'm literally just going around that area. You can go slow too. It doesn't have to be fast. Because then when you go slow, it creates a little precise section. And if hair needs to get in there, just put that hair in between your finger and the lock that you're creating. And then you just wrap it around. It's actually working really good. And this is one of those things that you're not sure if it's going to work or not. Because I've, like I said, never done it before on my whole head. Never seen it done before as well. Usually if you're just messing with your hair and then it creates a little lock, people usually call those twist locks. I guess that's what you can call this method, the twist lock method. And just keep in mind, the tighter your curl pattern is, the more sections you're gonna have. The looser your curl pattern is, or the less sections you're gonna have. But you can see like how simple this method is really. It's just taking your finger and wrapping it around that section until you feel that it's starting to look good. It's interesting seeing my hair take form while I'm doing this because it reminds me a lot of how my hair was taking form when I did sponge rub the first time. And I think my hair has actually had a very prime length to actually do sponge. But like over on my left side, the dreadlocks were a little more thin when I started doing sponge rub. And then on the right side, my hair was, or the locks were forming a little bit thicker. And although I'm doing this on myself, you could have someone do it for you because I know it's just weird trying to do your left hand. And that's really just in general for dreadlocks. When you're starting out the dreadlocking process, left hand can always be kind of weird because you're doing the opposite direction. Like if you're doing twisting with gel, you have to do obviously still clockwise, but it feels counterclockwise when you're using your left hand. See, that one formed really good. You want it to almost be kind of tight, like a nub. You can always come back and work on the other ones. Once the section gets pretty defined, you can push a little harder on your scalp. Not too hard, like I'm barely pushing, but you're able to push a little bit harder to get all the hair into there. Yo, look at these sections. It's essentially like doing sponge rub, to be honest. So this is something you can do if you don't have a sponge. I mean, obviously you can use a towel, but this is a little bit more controlled. And at the same time, you're creating stronger sections because you're individually selecting them versus a sponge just kind of doing everything automatically. But now that I'm seeing this, I know that my hair is long enough to actually do sponge. And I actually am thinking about trying the sponge in the next video because my hair is like at prime length. I feel like I can get some really good sections. But you guys can see the sections that I created right here, and it's all just from twirling my finger around my hair. I'm actually not gonna do my whole head. I wanna start my dreadlocks. Well, I wanna try. I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna start them completely with doing the sponge rub, but I wanna do an actual sponge rub on my hair because the first time I did it on video, my hair was not long enough. It just was not working out. But we can obviously see that my hair is creating sections very well. So in the next video, I am going to do the sponge rub on all of my hair, and hopefully it creates some really good sections. It's essentially the same process, but instead of doing the finger coil motion, which it isn't finger coils, it's just kind of butting up the hair, I'm going to do the sponge rub after letting my hair completely dry out. And that's a huge tip for everyone out there. Let your hair completely dry out before you start doing the dreadlocking process. Obviously, if you're doing twisting with gel, you want your hair to be a little damp because you want your hair to be flexible, but you can obviously see, like, look at that. You can see that the sections are intact. And over time, like if I keep doing this, it'll just constantly butt up. And then after the butting stage, it's a locking process. Dang guys, I'm right around the corner from Dreadlocks. So stay tuned for the next video. I want to start using the sponge and we'll see how it goes. I know I've been battling saying I don't want to start out my Dreadlocks using the sponge. I want to do a different method, but I may reconsider depending on how it looks afterward. And guys, this is the process that I did back when I started my first set of locks. And I didn't get to record that part because I literally started them and I did all these different methods to try and start them and I didn't film it. And I started filming on my 5-month update. So this is the process. I'm taking you guys through the process of how I'm kind of negotiating what method I want to start out my Dreadlocks with. And that's what I did last time. I started out with towel rub, I did crochet hooking, I did twisting with gel, and I figured out ways that are gonna benefit my hair in the long run just from trying different things. And that's one thing that you guys gotta try. And that's why I keep telling you guys to consider the Great Locks Masterclass, because it's gonna help you figure out what you wanna do with your Dreadlocks. But you guys, this video took 3 days to create because I kept taking too long to allow my hair to dry, but it's not gonna be that tough for you guys because it'll only take a couple hours. But you guys hopefully enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully you guys do have an amazing day. Matter of fact, have a great day. Peace and God bless.